In spiritual life, the concept of forgiveness is often mentioned with such ease that it masks its profound complexity. Many of us, in the silence of our practices and prayers, commit to forgive without truly delving into the implications of this act. Forgiveness, however, transcends the simple idea of forgetting others' faults or absolving transgressions. This introduction aims to unfold the true meaning of forgiveness, recognizing it as an intimate journey of liberation and inner reconciliation. We will explore how genuine forgiveness is not just a concession we offer to others, but an essential path to free ourselves from the chains of resentment and open our hearts to a deeper peace. As we delve into this reflection, we challenge the superficial notion of forgiveness, seeking a richer understanding that illuminates its capacity to transform and heal. True forgiveness is revealed as an act of profound faith and courage, a fundamental element in the journey of every seeker for serenity and spiritual renewal. Forgiveness, in its essence, is a concept often misunderstood, enveloped in an aura of simplicity that obscures its profound complexity. Many conceive it as the act of forgetting offenses or granting gracious absolution to those who have wronged us. However, this superficial perception does not capture the true nature of forgiveness, which reveals itself as an intimate and transformative process, fundamental to our emotional and spiritual liberation. In its true form, forgiveness is a journey that begins with the recognition of the pain and injustice inflicted. It is not about denying the gravity of the wrong or diminishing the suffering caused, but about facing these realities with courage and compassion. Through this acknowledgement, forgiveness becomes an act of strength, not weakness, demonstrating a profound resilience of the human spirit. Moreover, forgiveness is a practice of inner liberation. By forgiving, we not only release the other from their debt to us, but, more importantly, free ourselves from the bonds of resentment and bitterness that can tether us to the past. This detachment is not an easy or immediate process. It is a path that requires patience, repetition, and above all, a profound understanding of our own vulnerability and humanity. Forgiveness also challenges us to transcend our ego and personal wounds, paving the way for a broader understanding of the human condition. By recognizing that we are all susceptible to mistakes and flaws, forgiveness becomes a link of connection and empathy, strengthening the bonds that unite us in our shared journey. Therefore, the nature of forgiveness is multifaceted, involving both the liberation of the other and our own redemption. It is a process that invites us to look beyond the act of transgression, seeing the potential for healing and renewal within ourselves and in our relationships. By embracing the true nature of forgiveness, we take an essential step towards our own emotional and spiritual freedom, opening our hearts to true peace and reconciliation. A fundamental aspect in the path of forgiveness is the recognition of our shared humanity. This step transcends mere acceptance of others' fallibility. It is a deep dive into the understanding that all of us, at our core, are woven from the same vulnerable and imperfect fabric of the human condition. This understanding is crucial as it disarms the barrier of us versus them that often arises when we are hurt or when we hurt others. As we look at those who have transgressed against us not as distant and alien others, but as reflections of our own humanity, we begin to dismantle the fortresses of resentment. Recognizing shared humanity means seeing beyond the act that caused the pain, to see the imperfect human being behind it, someone who, like us, is subject to errors, fears, and weaknesses. This recognition aims not to minimize the pain or justify the transgression, but to offer a common ground of empathy and understanding. In doing so, we open a space for inner dialogue about our own faults and vulnerabilities. This not only brings us closer to the capacity to forgive but also teaches us about humility and compassion, essential virtues on the spiritual journey. Shared humanity, therefore, acts as a mirror, reflecting not only the image of the other but also our own. It is in this mirror that we begin to see that forgiveness is ultimately an act of self-acceptance and reconciliation with our own flawed nature. Embracing this truth, we are guided to a deeper understanding of forgiveness, not as an isolated act of mercy, but as a continuous state of openness and unconditional love that transcends the barriers of ego and unites us in our shared human journey. The journey of forgiveness inevitably leads us to the intimate terrain of introspection and inner healing. This stage is crucial as it challenges us to look within ourselves, confronting the wounds and shadows that dwell in our hearts. Genuine forgiveness is not just about reaching out to the other but also about delving into the depths of our own soul, seeking to understand and heal the hurts that reside there. Introspection allows us to discover that often the transgressions committed against us touch upon pre-existing wounds, echoing old pains that may have never been fully recognized or healed. It is in this recognition that we find the key to deeper healing, not only of the current pain but also of past scars that have shaped our reaction to the offense. Furthermore, introspection offers us the opportunity to reflect on our own faults and moments when we ourselves have been the transgressors. By acknowledging our own capacity to err, our empathy expands, and forgiveness towards others becomes a reflection of the forgiveness we extend to ourselves. This self-acceptance is fundamental as it liberates us from the prison of self-judgment and paves the way for genuine self-compassion. The inner healing that accompanies true forgiveness is, therefore, doubly transformative. It not only alleviates the pain of the specific transgression but also heals us at a deeper level, reconciling us with parts of ourselves that may have been neglected or wounded throughout life. This healing process is not linear and may require us to revisit it multiple times, each time uncovering new layers of understanding and peace. Thus, introspection and inner healing are essential components in the journey of forgiveness. They teach us that truly forgiving is an act of courage and self-love, a step towards our own liberation and spiritual growth. By embracing this process, we not only heal the wounds caused by others' transgressions but also open our hearts to greater understanding and acceptance of ourselves and others. The path of forgiveness, far from being a singular and definitive act, reveals itself as an iterative process, a continuous journey that challenges us anew each day. This aspect of forgiveness is vital to grasp as it demystifies the notion that forgiving is a one-time decision made in a moment of spiritual enlightenment, after which all wounds are healed and all resentments dissipated. In reality, forgiveness is more akin to a muscle that needs constant exercise. Each transgression, each painful memory that resurfaces, each wave of resentment that floods back offers a new opportunity to practice forgiveness. This iterative process is fundamental as it acknowledges the complexity of human emotions and the depth of the wounds we carry. Through the repetition of this act of forgiving, we slowly wear away the sharp edges of our resentment, softening the painful memories until they lose their power to harm us. This process is not linear and may involve moments of regression, where the pain and anger seem as intense as in the beginning. However, it is precisely in this movement of ebb and flow that true healing work occurs. This iterative aspect of forgiveness also teaches us about patience and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. Recognizing that the path of forgiveness is a journey and not a destination, we learn to be more tolerant of our own faults and the faults of others. We learn that each step on this path, no matter how small, is a step towards emotional freedom and inner peace. Therefore, by embracing forgiveness as an iterative process, we open ourselves to a deeper and more enduring transformation. We accept that forgiveness is a daily practice, a choice we make repeatedly, even, and perhaps especially, when it is difficult. In this ongoing commitment to forgiveness, we find not only healing for the wounds of the past but also the key to a more serene and fulfilling life. When considering forgiveness in its fullness, it is impossible to separate it from the act of faith. True forgiveness goes far beyond a mere rational or emotional decision. It is rooted in a deep trust in the redeeming power of love and divine mercy. In this context, forgiving becomes a reflection of our belief in a higher power that guides and sustains us, a testament to our faith in transformation and renewal that transcends human understanding. This act of faith is not passive but an active commitment to the principle that, despite the often painful and chaotic appearances of the world, there is a higher order and a loving purpose that permeates our existence. Forgiving, then, is trusting that even in the darkest of situations, the light of redemption is possible and that each act of forgiveness is a collaborator in this larger process of universal healing. Moreover, forgiveness as an act of faith challenges us to release our attachment to judgment and retribution. Instead of clinging to a sense of justice that seeks to balance the scales through punishment or compensation, we choose to believe in a divine justice that is based on restoration and reconciliation. This choice does not deny the pain or injustice but transcends limited human response, making room for a healing that restores rather than destroys. This aspect of forgiveness teaches us, therefore, to look beyond our own abilities and understandings, entrusting the outcomes of the forgiveness process into the hands of the divine. In doing so, we not only alleviate the burden from our own hearts but also actively participate in the mystery of divine love, which ceaselessly seeks to reconcile and unite. Thus, forgiveness, rooted in faith, becomes an act of deep humility and surrender, a recognition that while we may initiate the forgiveness process, it is through divine grace that true healing and transformation are realized. In this act of faith, we find not only the freedom of forgiveness given and received but also a deeper connection to the source of unconditional love that sustains all creation. As we tread the path of forgiveness, we discover that it is much more than a simple act of forgetting or absolving the faults of others. Forgiveness is a profound and transformative journey that invites us to explore the depths of our own soul, to recognize our shared humanity, and to embrace the complexity of our emotions and experiences. It is an iterative process that demands patience, understanding, and above all, faith in the redeeming power of love. This journey of forgiveness is not easy. It challenges us to confront old pains, to release deeply rooted resentments, and to transcend our own limits and judgments. However, as we commit to this path, we discover an unparalleled freedom, the freedom to let go of the past, to heal our deepest wounds, and to open our hearts to the possibility of a new beginning. True forgiveness frees us from the chains of resentment and bitterness, allowing us to live in the present with a peace and serenity that can only be found when we detach from the pains of the past. It teaches us that even in the most difficult circumstances, there is always room for compassion, empathy, and renewal. Moreover, forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves as much as to others. It allows us to recognize our own fallibility and to forgive ourselves for our own mistakes, paving the way for self-discovery and personal growth. By forgiving, we engage in an act of profound love that connects us more authentically with others and with the divine. Therefore, may we embrace the journey of forgiveness with courage and faith, recognizing it as a precious opportunity for healing and transformation. May we remember that at the heart of forgiveness, we find not only reconciliation with others, but also the key to our own inner freedom and serenity. And as we walk this path, may we experience the true peace that comes from releasing not only those who have hurt us but also ourselves from the shackles of the past.
you.